Israel has carried out what appears to be its deadliest attack yet on central Beirut since it intensified its campaign against the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah. Lebanon's health ministry said at least 22 people were killed in airstrikes on residential buildings in two mainly Shia neighborhoods. More than 110 others were wounded. Reports suggest the target was Wafiq Safa, a senior member of Hezbollah. Most of Israel's attacks on Beirut have hit the southern suburbs where Hezbollah has strong support. The airstrikes came after two relatively calm days in the Lebanese capital. An earlier Israeli attack on a United Nations peacekeeping base in southern Lebanon has been widely condemned. At a meeting at the UN Security Council, two peacekeepers were wounded on Thursday when an Israeli shell hit an observation tower in Nura. Israel has said that UN forces should pull back 5 km from the border in order to avoid danger. There are now 4 divisions of Israeli soldiers fighting inside Lebanon as it continues its ground operations against Hezbollah. Hostilities in the region have escalated steadily since Hezbollah began firing rockets into northern Israel on the 8th of October, 2023, the day after Hammam's deadly attack on southern Israel, which killed around 1,200 people. A further 251 were taken to the Gaza Strip as hostages. So let's just show you the scene live from central Beirut, and as you can see, there is a scene very familiar as the smoke continues to bow up above the Lebanese Beirut skyline. I wonder if we could just start off with the latest on those Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon.
Indeed, the strikes are on in southern Lebanon, also in Beirut, and this is a rare incident that Israel would hit central Beirut. This is the third time since Israel started to H2 strike Lebanon, and the target was Wafiq Safa, a top leader in Hezbollah, and Hezbollah issued a statement said that Wafiq Safa escaped this strike and he didn't die apparently, according to, but the Lebanese officials are saying that there are 22 people died in this strike and more than 100 people injured. 4. In the south, the ground operation is really intensified, though the Israeli forces are using land, sea and air to try to advance, but it looks like that Israeli forces are not advancing the way they were advancing in Gaza. So in Gaza the advance was really speedy, but in Lebanon, they looks like that they are facing a big resistance, and they announce about some casualties as well.
Okay, so just picking up on that point, despite taking out some key senior figures in Hezbollah, it doesn't seem as if resistance to Israeli strikes is lessening.
Yeah, of course, this is what the deputy leader of Gaza announced a few days ago, that they managed to fill all the leadership roles in Hezbollah efficiently with the first generation of Hezbollah leaders, and everything functioning fine. And this is proven on the ground that Hezbollah still fighting in the ground, still firing rockets into northern Israel, and still having a big resistance. And however they face these blows in regarding of the leadership, and also in regarding of the fighters when the Pazas and the Woket toy explosions happened. Yes, of course, until now Gaza seems to look defiant. They are fighting back on the ground, and they are firing still rockets into Israel, and at the same time the situation in Gaza is similar. After 1 year of fighting in Gaza from the Israeli army, we found that Hamas formed some kind of trap to the Israeli forces in north in Jabalia refugee camps, and apparently they managed to hit some casualties within the Israeli forces in Gaza.
Okay, and then also outrage from after their workers were included into, were targeted rather inadvertently perhaps by Israeli strikes.
Of course there is a condemnation statement from Italy that, the Israeli forces targeted the UNIF forces in southern Lebanon. It is very striking and an alarming incident, because these troops were supposed to make peace, keeping in southern Lebanon, and if they would start to be targeted they might withdraw and the situation would be escalated. And this is also, I'm also like to compare all the time what's happening in southern Lebanon, what's happening in Gaza. This is what happened in Gaza when aid workers were targeted and they had to withdraw, and we see in Gaza the situation all the time getting worse, and there are more than 60 people died in Gaza. We are in BBC Arabic trying today to do a verify piece about if the Israeli troops were really besieging the hospitals in Gaza and what are their positioning. We're using satellite images and we're trying to see what is the situation in Gaza as long as following what's happening in southern Lebanon. Thanks for watching this video.